Okay, and we are back. Another movie, another night.
Woo!
Tonight we are watching Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Now you have seen this movie.
I have seen this
is
movie.
this is the first
I've seen
one.
so many movies in the last 2 weeks that I don't even know if I remember what this movie is about.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Except for that I think I see a character on here that I don't remember being in the first one, but I know
Okay.
who the character is, which
Okay.
makes me think, which movie is this?
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm really excited. Sort of really quick. I'm really excited for Sandra to watch this and for you to see this. I'm really excited because I know that you have seen it, but a lot of stuff has happened, and now that you will have a lot of background on it, a lot more stuff is going to make sense. I love Winter Soldier.
Me too, I thought it was great.
I absolutely love this movie, and yeah, so I'm excited. There are going to be things you're going to pick up on that you didn't pick up on last time. So
Do I need to take notes?
no, you don't have to.
Should I? I feel like I should.
You're a we didn't take notes for the first 8, so
I know. I feel like I should have.
I think, well, we're good. Too late. Time to move on. But so we're gonna start Winter Soldier, and then we will get your thoughts afterwards. But you've already seen it. You remember liking it. I mean, we saw it when it came out in theaters, right? We saw it, yeah. So it's been about a year since you've seen it. So
Oh my gosh, it has been that long.
it has, yeah.
Honora, where have you been?
Sorry, Honora. Sayonara.
Year.
What happened?
It feels like just yesterday, but it totally
it's
wasn't.
been a year since we saw it. But okay, so we're gonna watch Winter Soldier, and then we will come back and get some final thoughts.
Awesome.
Okay, so we're actually this is actually the next night. We were really tired yesterday, and so didn't record last night. But tonight we're gonna go ahead and sum up your thoughts on Captain America: Winter Soldier. So first off, I know you've already seen it, but what did you think of the movie?
I still really liked it. There were things that made more sense now that I've seen all the other ones.
Right.
A few things, but nothing that really made it where you couldn't see Winter Soldier without seeing the first
Definitely.
one. So I wasn't mad that you made me see it without watching the first one because that didn't really bother me.
The one thing I always thought with these movies is they do a pretty good job of filling you in before.
Yes.
Even if it's in the first, 10, 15 minutes of the movie. So,
well, since I have Captain America way down here, everything you needed to know in this one was in this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
so yeah, so you liked it. You remembered obviously that Bucky was the Winter Soldier,
yes.
and did it have more? I guess did it have more of an impact this time since you remembered him from the last one?
Yes, it made more sense to me who he was. I guess, like, I remembered that it was him.
Mm-hmm.
But after seeing the first one, that was really the only thing that I could think of that would have been helpful to know that relationship. Yeah. But they did such a weird job of him not mourning him when he died in the first one. Like, he did, but you didn't see that really.
Well, he
dropped dead and then you moved on.
Even with Nick Fury in this one, right? Like, the way it happened, it was just there are bigger things at hand right now. Right. You don't have time to mourn.
You don't have time to mourn. So it was almost like you dealt with him mourning in this one more than you did in the first one. He was like, wait, you're not dead?
Right.
Because he's been asleep for 70 years, so now he's woken up.
Right.
And everyone he knows is dead, which kind of he makes jokes at.
Something else, speaking of everybody being dead, what did you think of the little cameo by Peggy, Agent Carter from the first movie?
The first one. Well, they did a good job of... What do you mean, what did I think of it?
Well,
I think they did a good job.
It was really sweet, kind of really sad, too, as well.
Right. Sweet and sad. And then to see her when she was old, that was...
Yeah.
But I think that seeing Bucky in this one and then realizing, wait, you know me and you're not dead and you look like me and we haven't aged, and so like you're trying to hold on to that.
Yeah, I think I really don't know, but I think we're gonna see a lot more of Bucky in the next movie.
I do as well, because I think he does know as the meds wear off or whatever.
Sure. I think by the end
that's why he saved his life.
Yeah, and I think by the end of the movie, if you remember the little stinger at the end, he's in the museum, sort of looking at himself.
Right.
It seems like he's going to go try to find himself and figure out who he actually is. But yeah, I
also feel like he might be bitter that one grew up to be the hero where he now is also has this power.
It could be. I mean, I
don't
really,
know if I don't know if we're gonna see him as a villain or as a friend.
I don't know. I don't think we're gonna see him as a villain. I think he's gonna flip around. I mean, because it was his best friend, right? I mean, even when he kind of ran into him, it was sort of funny running into him in the first Captain America, where he had no idea that Steve Rogers was Captain America, and so when he finally runs into him, he's like, "You're Captain America," and he thought it was kind of interesting.
Right.
Seeing how he was this big buff dude now versus a little skinny kid who could never get into that.
I remember he's smaller.
Yeah. So yeah, what did you think? I mean, the whole thing with Hydra, pretty cool. How?
Yes. But didn't we at the end of the first one? Didn't we see? Sorry.
That's cool.
Didn't we see the guy that was in charge? What was his name? The guy that had no face.
The Red Skull.
Is that really his name?
That's what they call him.
Original.
They call him the Red Skull.
Okay, but he didn't die in the first one, right?
We didn't really see him die. We didn't see him die.
So, do we just assume that he aged and he's dead?
We don't know where he is.
I mean, I don't know.
Because he was consumed by the Tesseract. Remember, he was... I'm going to feel really bad if I'm wrong about this, but he was consumed by the Tesseract, and it burned a hole through the plane, and it fell into the ocean. Remember, because Stark found it later.
Right.
So we didn't see him die. If that's what you're asking, no, we did not see him die. So I don't know where he is.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up again. I really don't know. But yeah, overall, I mean, I thought it was really cool, and I think this movie especially is so important because of the dismantling of S.H.I.E.L.D., where S.H.I.E.L.D. has always been this big thing that was just sort of in the movies.
It's kind of going to be interesting to see how you get the Avengers back together again
without S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, because S.H.I.E.L.D. is done. S.H.I.E.L.D. is...
I feel like they're going to start something else.
Sure. I haven't seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, obviously it's still on, so I don't know exactly how they handle all that stuff, but...
I feel like you're going to have to... I mean, something is going to have to come together that you're still going to have these people.
Right.
I mean, unless they're going to put a beacon into the sky like in Batman. I mean, how else are they going to know?
I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out. I mean, it could just be... It could be that maybe Iron Man is just leading the charge with all of them. We don't know. We'll find out when we see Age of Ultron this weekend.
Right.
But go ahead.
You just have you just have those people who, I mean.
Right. Yeah. So other thing, obviously, the other little stinger at the end with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Right. Setting
up them, obviously, for the Age of Ultron. And then talking about the Age of Miracles is what they called it, and setting up how now we're going to start to see.
Oh wait, that's the two that played husband and wife in Godzilla, right?
They do, yeah. It's Aaron Johnson and someone Olsen. I can't remember.
Anyway, okay.
But yeah, they are. No, it's not Mary Kate. Yeah, they're gonna be brother and sister in Age of Ultron, and sort of seeing them. I mean, even so, you kind of saw there's still some sort of evil force,
right?
Because they said that it was Hydra, and he said that Hydra was really just one side of a coin, and
right. And we still have them,
right? So it'll be interesting. I'm very curious to see how that's gonna play into everything, and obviously that ties into the next movie we're gonna watch, which is Guardians of the Galaxy. But that ties in with everything because he talks about the Age of Miracles, and in Guardians, obviously, it's to take place on another planet. We're going to start to see, magic and all sorts of paranormal stuff.
I feel like we're going to get farther and farther away from the human part of this.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're going to go into outer space.
Yeah, creatures and aliens and all kinds of cool stuff.
Which is very different.
But awesome.
I mean, yes. I guess that's more of a review for when we review this one.
Right, we'll talk about that then. So, before we go ahead and start Guardians, the important thing: where does Captain America rank for you?
Iron Man is still my favorite.
Okay, he's your favorite Avenger.
Yes.
Okay.
And I still really like those movies.
Right.
Avengers is probably still my favorite. just because it's so cool to have them all together and using all of their strengths and their powers together. So
Right.
that one still is at the top.
Okay.
But I just don't know if I like Captain America better than I like Iron Man, even though I like Iron Man as my hero, as my Avenger better.
Yeah.
I don't know. So can I put them next to each other, or do I have to pick?
No. I'm gonna make you move Thor 2 and Iron Man 3 by the time this is done. So you have to pick. Come on, you got a day to think about this. You
I
told me
know.
you were ready to go.
I already told you. I kind of had an idea.
Okay.
I'm just not sure.
So where's it
Refresh
going?
my memory about Iron Man 2.
No, we don't have time for that.
I think it's gonna have to beat it. It's just so well done.
It is. It's really good. It's really good.
It's gonna have to beat it. So these two will go up.
Okay. So on your list, yeah, you gotta reach up. On your list, so
I think
Captain America is your favorite. Okay.
it's my favorite movie, but he's still not my favorite.
You're right. That's okay. I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Totally get it. You don't have to explain.
And that movie is just very.
It is.
Very
It's
good.
really, really good. It is absolutely.
It's very good, and it has the humor, and it has the. It's just very good.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So now that we can see the whole little board there, yeah, super exciting. Okay. We will do mine as soon as we watch Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't want to tell Sandra what mine were just in the event that she feels bad or she feels that she has to change an answer or something. I didn't want to give her mine for that reason. So, anyway. So now, back to what we were going to start next. We are now going to watch Guardians of the Galaxy. And Guardians of the Galaxy, you and I have both seen multiple times.
We took everyone we knew to see this movie that was willing to go.
We saw it several times.
Shout out to Charla,
so-
whose husband wouldn't go watch it, so we took her on a date in San Antonio.
I'll be your date any day, Charla. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, you have seen this. We did like this a lot.
14 times.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot. So we're going to go ahead and watch Guardians, and then afterwards we'll talk about the movie. All right, so we just finished watching Guardians of the Galaxy, which means we have now watched all 10 Marvel movies.
Woo!
Woohoo! I love this movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, and I wanted to film it with you more so than anything, so we could. I'm pretty sure I know where this movie goes for you.
Above all the other ones?
That's what I would think. I don't know. So overall, I mean, what I don't know. What do you think of this movie?
I love this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's the cast of characters is amazing. It's funny. It's got action. It's got heart. You know what? I've seen this movie. I want to say probably
5 times. I think for me.
I think I've seen it almost 10 now, and yeah, I've seen it a lot. And well, I mean, I'm counting DVD too since it came out.
Okay.
Not in theaters. I saw it a lot in theaters too, but
How many times? Oh, okay.
a lot. But this is the first time I did not cry at the end.
This is the first time I did not cry throughout the whole movie.
I cried.
I cry when the mom dies. I cry at the end of the movie. I cry all the time. In this
Every damn time at the end of the movie when he opens the package from his mom. I just start bawling.
When Groot dies, when the mom dies, when the package gets opened, I cry.
Yeah.
When Groot comes back to life, I just...
Yeah, this was the first time I did not cry, so I'm very proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of me as well.
Oh God, I'm gonna start crying. No, I'm joking. So yeah, I absolutely love this movie. I mean, it's the first one that really doesn't sort of tie into everything as much.
It's almost...
It does.
It could stand alone.
It does, yeah.
It
Could
stand
definitely.
alone.
And in a lot of ways, doesn't really follow everything else that came before. The only thing that really connects it is the Infinity Stones and Thanos, which of course is going to play into bigger things later on.
And some of the Easter eggs in the collectors.
Yeah, definitely. But so yeah, I'm going to let you do this, but you can go ahead and put that. Where does Guardians
for me goes at the very top. Sorry, Avengers. I can't.
Okay.
I have to.
No, you got to get out of the way here. So yeah, I absolutely love Guardians, but so that's there. Okay, I'm gonna pause this for a second. Okay, really quick. Just wanted to recap sort of Sandra's choices here. So starting from the very bottom, We've got Hulk, and then Thor 1. First Captain America. And you gotta pick Thor 2 or Iron Man 3.
I guess Iron Man 3.
Okay, so Thor 2, and then Iron Man 3, then Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, and then Winter Soldier, Avengers, and Guardians of the Galaxy. So all amazing, amazing movies.
All right, let's compare.
Now we're gonna compare. This is my list. Let me move this up here, so that way it's on the same thing. So first off, mine's at the very bottom. You and I at least agree on this. It's the
Bruce?
Hulk. It's the Hulk. So
not because it was a bad movie.
You know, when I was watching it again, I thought this movie's nowhere near as good as I remembered it being. I think because the quality's just gone up so much. I mean, obviously, right? Most of the Phase 2 movies are up here. So yeah, the quality just bumped up so much that it makes everything else look terrible. So for me now, it starts to drift a little bit different. Thor 2 was the next one for me.
Really? On the bottom?
It's not my favorite. It's okay.
I thought it was way better than the first one that you haven't even ranked yet.
Barely.
Oh.
I barely like the first one better.
You like the first one better than the second one?
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed in you.
I'm sorry. So, Thor, I think because That's all right. Well, this is why I didn't want to tell you. I just wanted to wait until
you wouldn't have changed my mind. I just want to argue with you.
Well, I think for me, like, the love story is awful in both of them. Like, with Natalie Portman, I don't like her very much. And,
right. Okay.
She's kind of annoying in both movies. And then the second one, she's more annoying, I find her. Thor's pretty cool. I like Loki a lot better. But yeah, It was kind of a toss-up for me between the two.
Okay.
But that's Thor. Next, we're definitely not going to agree now. Iron Man 2. So, Iron Man 2 is the next one for me. I like Iron Man 2. I don't dislike it, but it's my least favorite of the Iron Man movies.
Okay.
After that, the first Captain America. I really, really like Captain America. And it's nowhere near as good as Winter Soldier, but it's still pretty damn good. Next for me, Iron Man 3. I really, really like Iron Man 3. Even with the twists and all the random crap they did to it. I really liked it. I liked the idea of humanizing Tony Stark, right? Where Tony Stark was this crazy, narcissistic, badass playboy. He's still sort of that in 3, but to see him suffering with his personal demons and the trauma of what happened in Avengers was awesome. So that's there. Next, of course, is the first Iron Man movie. Everything starts somewhere, and this is a really great origin story. Probably, it's easily my favorite of the origins. Oh, for the single characters, I should
Wolverine.
say. Well, Wolverine's not in the MCU, so we're not counting that. So obviously, you're gonna see we're probably very similar. I had these backwards. Next up, Captain America: Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier. You and I talked about it a lot already. It's an amazing sequel. Everything about this movie is just fantastic, and the dismantling of S.H.I.E.L.D. and really changing up the MCU in ways the other movies hadn't done yet is it's just incredible. So yeah, Winter Soldier's for me. Like I said, they're gonna seem very similar because next, Avengers. You're right. Like you said, there is nothing more awesome than seeing the magic of them all come together at the same time. It's incredible. This was the first time I think I'd ever seen a movie and it felt like a Saturday morning cartoon come to life. And yeah, so I love Avengers. That's gonna go up there. Obviously, that leaves one, and you and I actually agreed on the first 3. So it's after the first 3 that we start to drift. But yes, Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, best for last. Everything about this movie to me is perfect. I love the characters. I love everything. We just set up bookshelves in our bedroom, and I dedicated an entire shelf,
A whole shelf.
a whole shelf to Guardians of the Galaxy stuff that I've collected over the last year. Not even a full year since the movie came out, but over the last 12 months that I've been collecting all this random Guardian stuff because I'm just obsessed. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. And damn it, they better show up at some point in the Avengers.
Amen.
But yeah, Guardians for me, where Avengers took 5 movies to set up, Guardians nailed it in 1. And I think that's why Guardians sits so high up for me. It's a ridiculously lovable batch of characters. And yeah, I love Guardians. I absolutely love Guardians. So Guardians at the top for me. Okay, so one other question that I told you I was going to ask you. But obviously Guardians is a huge movie for both of us. We love the Guardians movies. Guardians movie. I say movies, but...
there should be more than one.
Yeah, there should. I can't wait for Guardians 2. So the question I told you I was going to ask you yesterday, I told you to think about it since I knew you'd seen it, was who's your favorite Guardian of the Galaxy?
Groot.
Groot.
Although I do have love Drax just because he's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're all amazing. All of them. Gamora's awesome.
Groot
Star-Lord.
is my favorite.
But Groot, any reason?
It's Groot.
Because he is Groot?
Because I am Groot.
That makes sense. Yeah. Mine, it's hard. It's between Rocket and Star-Lord. Probably Rocket. I love Rocket. He's such a smart ass, and he's just really funny.
Oh, and you can relate to him.
I know. I love it. But, yeah, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. We are done. We have seen all of the Marvel movies now. We've seen all of them. If you still watched all of this, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what you think. Which movie is your favorite out of all of them? Is it not Guardians of the Galaxy? Because you're wrong if it's not. If it is, then high five yourself. Because
and if your top 3 aren't the same, well then, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. You're wrong, and you should feel bad. But thank you so much, guys, and we will see you next time. We are going to go watch Age of Ultron this weekend, and at some point in the next week or two, we're going to record something big for that too. We'll do like a full-on spoiler discussion for the movie. But yeah, so I know. So yeah, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next time.